Okay, I'm going to make a start as people slowly come in. Don't need to shut the door. I don't really think you need to shut the door. Encourage more people. Okay, well, thanks for coming. Hi, my name is Rachel, and I'm actually a marketer. In fact, when I started in Drupal, 12 years and apparently 11 months ago, oh god, won't be long before it's 12 years, 12 months, I was actually working in the marketing department of a pharmaceutical company in Cambridge, in the UK. And that's how I got into Drupal, by accident. However, I then got into looking at making lots of code. I got involved in contribution, in code contribution. Really enjoyed that. And mentoring and all those types of things. But I also got involved eventually in community-related activities. I think we've got a couple of people here who were in this picture actually. And this is where Drupal Europe first happened. At an event in Europe. What was this? Was this 2017? Or was it yeah, it would have been 2017, wouldn't it? When we decided, kind of, how do we make this thing happen? How do we actually make an independent DrupalCon, for want of a better description, while the Drupal Association got their act together, sort of changed things around and used Kuomi and so on. And it was a lot of fun. It was a really good day. Because I got involved in a lot of the community bits and pieces, I eventually took a job at the Drupal Association as community liaison and tried to kind of keep things working there. I hope I'm finally, after 18 months, working out what that means now and making a difference. One of the things that I want to talk about today is one of the missions of the Drupal Association is to grow adoption, whatever that means. It means lots of different things, but making sure we can make the Drupal project successful so that you all have jobs. But of course, it's only 19 people, believe it or not. That's the entire staff of the Drupal Association. They work very hard. And in fact, they're an amazing bunch of people who get slightly carried away when Zoom decided to allow virtual backgrounds. I kind of don't know why we got so amused by that at the time. But yeah, we work very hard and we can do what we can do. But the reality is, yeah, there's only 19 of us. We can do some work to grow adoption, but mainly we need to work with you. The Drupal community is thousands upon thousands of people all around the world. I've chatted in the last week to several people, obviously around Europe and the US. Most of my colleagues are in the US. I've chatted to people in India. We have one Drupal Association staff member in India, and working with the camps out there. And I've been chatting to people in Africa, at Burkina Faso, with Frank, and there's a couple of other people been chatting to Frank recently. He's trying to set up a local Drupal association there, doing amazing things. Been chatting to a guy called Samson Goody in Nigeria, and so on. So the Drupal community is amazing. These people are all over. Between us, we make Drupal grow and continue to be a successful project. We have to collaborate to be successful. And I want to spend today talking about some really fabulous collaborations that have been happening, and hopefully give you ideas of things that you can get involved in as well, that are not just code, some other things too. Now, one of the things that's been updated recently is a thing called the Drupal brand book. Whenever you're talking about Drupal as a product, there is a brand book, and I'll put some links up later, that describes how to present it, the language to use, not PHP, the English one, you know, the actual how to describe it type thing, the colours to use, so it's actually got the right colour codes and so on in it, and the typefaces, and so on. It's a really interesting, useful thing for helping make sure that your marketers in your team back at home are all using the right stuff. So make sure that they know where that is. And that was worked on between association staff and people in the community. There's a really interesting new development called the Drupal pitch deck. Now, back in 2018, that's last year, we had a roundtable meeting in Darmstadt, yes, at Drupal Europe, yes. I forget to remember which city it was in. And we gathered together some of the leaders of local associations, mainly around Europe, although there were a couple of US people there. I think there was someone there from India. And we divided people up and we had them working on bits and pieces. And 3 people, Paul Johnson, Ricardo Amaro, and Suzanne Decheva, kind of had this thing that they were looking at, create a pitch deck, an actual thing that anyone could take to a client and say, here, this Drupal thing that we're planning on building your website in is actually really quite good. And you will be joining a nice collection of other clients using this software. So you can see in there's a massive number of slides from places like, well, this is a matter of opinion as well as Arsenal Football Club, Sevilla, there's one in Copenhagen, I think their website, their football club used Drupal, and so on. NASA use it, obviously, as you know, etc. London government use it too. So that has been developed not just by Drupal Association staff, but by people in the community. Yeah? It's definitely worth making sure that people you know in your agencies back at home know that exists and to reuse it. Anybody can reuse it. It's Creative Commons, it's there to be reused. And it's these 3 people that are the maintainers of that. However, they're the maintainers, doesn't mean that they're the only ones that can put input into it. In fact, one of the really amazing things that we're already seeing is that people are translating it. Because seeing something in English isn't always ideal. You want to be able to use it in different languages. And I know that Annie's already done a first pass draft of a German version of the same document. It's just a Google Slides doc, so it's pretty easy to do. And that's all taking place. There's another one you may have heard of that's been built by Drupal Association staff and people in the community. And that's something that Dries showed in his keynote in Seattle a few weeks ago. And that's the Drupal product video. Would you like to see that? Yeah. Okay. Anybody notice anything particular about that copy of the video? It's German! There's already been translations made for the video. And we're welcoming other people who want to make it. I think it's in Final Cut Pro, so you can just go in and change it. Don't quote me on that. It might be Adobe Premiere, I can't remember now I've said it. It's one of the two. Okay, so the video that Dries did in Seattle has already been converted by somebody, I can't remember who, if we're really honest, into German, which is fantastic. We'd like to see that in other languages too, that would be amazing. So, we have a place to put these things, and there's a group of people who are working on these. And if you have people in your agency or yourselves who want to get involved in translations or adding content to these things, or even starting a new thing, one of the things I'd like to see is a pitch deck, not aimed at end users, but actually aimed at new agencies and encouraging new agencies. I think that would be kind of interesting. I think I'm asking you to try and encourage competition. Okay, so that side, go in there, speak to the people that are in there, have a look around. Hopefully you can find some useful things. And you're going to see more and more in there over the next few weeks and months. So hopefully it helps.
Can I ask a question about that video?
You can ask a question about that video, yes.
Can you put your agency logo in front or in the back and then link it to yours?
It's there for your reuse. I think as part of the Creative Commons, it's either got to be used in its entirety. But if you want to put things before and after it, yeah, you go right ahead. I think that's okay. But ask on the agency marketing thing to be sure. Yeah. To be honest, it's the first time I've been asked that, but it's a good question. Okay. Oh, God. How can other people get involved in things? This is something I really want to talk about. I've got a few things here related to things that you can be doing, like the above. First of all, actually make sure you're using the Drupal branding and you're using it up to date. Yeah? Make sure that you're using things that are consistent, because that's how we can put across this thing that makes Drupal look as big as it actually is. If it's hidden, nobody knows about it. One of the things that I think will be happening soon is, you see this old Drupal 8 logo? Well, that's kind of not going to be relevant anymore soon, is it? Yeah? And actually, even Drupal 9 won't be relevant for that long, because I'm sure Drupal 9 won't last forever. So we need to have a bit of a think about what we're going to do about that. Yeah? And I'm sure the Drupal Association will be saying something about that very soon. Read the Drupal brand book, use it, live by it. It's got all the colours in there. It's probably stick better than the colour is sticking to my hair right now. This was blue when I started a couple of weeks ago. Oh, what's happened? Okay. Another thing that you can do, and I implore everyone to think about this, and this is always presenting the best version of ourselves. Leslie Glynn winning or being presented with the Hannah Winborn Award, which is presented for kind of really being an amazing community member. Everything that we do, everywhere we go, where we can be associated with Drupal, be that in person or online, represents the product. Everything. So, you are our best asset, and also greatest liability, I guess, as well. You know, you represent the brand every time you're out somewhere. I know that sometimes I read things online and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, no, because this is always going to be there when I'm reading people saying things online. Yeah. Think, how can I direct my thoughts in a way so that they're heard, but not necessarily making people at the press pick up on it. That would be quite useful, actually. Thank you very much. Another thing we can do is amplifying the voices of others. There's a lot of really amazing people in this room who have other people that they can amplify and make sure that people get to hear about all the great things that are happening in our project. Make sure that people hear about that. If you've got blogs at your agency or you have personal blogs, helping to amplify the voices of others makes a huge difference to us growing the project. I guess I should do a little bit of that now. So I'd just like to show you a little video of somebody I met at Drupal Camp Goa when I went out there a few months ago to see what was going on in India. And I bumped into Subi.
Hello.
Hello, so who are you?
Okay, so my name is Surbi and I work with Richard as a quality analyst. And other than my full-time job, I work as a camp organizer, or I would say a volunteer, which would be much better to say. And because I love to do such activities like volunteer coordination, I started doing local camps in India, and then I got a chance to work in Drupal Europe as well. So I went there and I worked as a volunteer coordinator. And this is the second camp in Drupal in Goa.
And you were helping volunteer to make this camp work, weren't you?
Yes.
By that means people
It's
can
been an amazing camp, and thank you very much for everything that you've
Thank
done.
you for coming.
So you won't have had a chance to hold any sessions or talk to yourself, will you, surely?
Not in this camp,
No.
but I have given one session in
Yeah.
my entire life until now.
Oh,
It
okay.
was in Drupal Dev Days in Lisbon.
Yes,
So
yes.
that was not a technical session as such. It was just related to how you learn while you work as an organizer or as a volunteer in Drupal camps. So that was the only session which I have given until now. But yes, I'm looking forward to create some more.
And so are we.
Yeah.
So where do you go next? Where do you go from here?
Drupal Dev Days.
Oh, Drupal Dev Days. You have your Drupal Dev Days Transylvania t-shirt on. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, well, we'll look forward to that one.
Definitely. And maybe
Okay.
I can submit a session as well.
Absolutely, you should.
I should
Yeah,
start creating the content.
yeah, absolutely. I'll look forward to that one. Okay, well, I shall look forward to seeing you being included in a podcast then.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sarah. Subi, actually, I understand helped organise this camp, so thank you very much for that. And she couldn't make it, unfortunately. It's just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? But she's doing a load of work in India, helping organise things there. I think she's actually busy helping organise Drupal Camp Delhi at the moment, which is taking place. So, there's just so much going on in India, it's incredible. Okay, another thing that we can all do is keep adding to the photo library that we have on Flickr. This is amazing. Thank you to all the photographers this week. Those things really help us to make our slides nice, and so on. One of the things I would say, if you are doing slides and you are using things from Flickr, can you remember wherever you do it to put some attribution for them as well, please? Because not everybody does, and it's quite important to the photographers. So please do that. Something really important, very close to my heart. Here's Crispin Reed in the UK. Crispin Reed helps run an apprenticeship scheme for new web developers based around Drupal and a couple of other bits and pieces as well, and takes people in London and in the north of England, in Leeds, and helps bring them into the project. These are people that generally don't have any experience before. Helping bring new people into the project is super, super, super important, and how we train them and how we help them grow within the project really matters. Okay, We have a huge, for want of a better description, staff problem. You know, getting hold of developers is hard, and it's upon us all to actually go out and get these new people in and bring them up to speed. Yeah, and also once you've got them in, you need to keep helping them growing. So we try to run some mentoring of people. And anybody who can help out with mentoring, I've seen Balash here today somewhere, I don't know where he is now. He's been helping out with core mentoring, thanks Balash. And there's others as well. Lots of people get involved. Things like at DrupalCon on the Friday, it's a huge job helping all those people that have never done any kind of code contribution before, getting them started. Anybody who can hang around on Friday at DrupalCon and at other events where we do mentoring, it's a huge help. Another thing that we really need to get better at is celebrating our successes. We have a lot of success in the project, and we need to get better at saying, hey, do you know what? We're actually doing really well. One of the ways that we do that is with the Splash Awards. Anybody been to a Splash Award here? Splash Awards event here? Oh, a couple, yeah. Well, hopefully you'll be seeing more of those because they're starting to roll them out across a lot more European countries, especially. And I know that we're doing them in the US now as well. So you will see them. In fact, actually, this is one of the awards from Seattle that I kind of stole. Because I've got to take it to a person in Manchester, because it was actually the person in Manchester who won the award that was at the International Splash Awards in Seattle. His site was that good. I've mentioned this already, but one of the things that really makes a difference is taking the promotional materials that you've seen and translating them. Because reading something in your own language has an effect. It really makes you think that this is important, this is actually somebody who wants to listen to me. Okay? And helping run local associations. Countries can have local Drupal associations for helping manage some of these things locally. Maybe helping manage translating bits and pieces, helping manage local marketing at local meetings. If you want to talk about creating a local association in your country, come and see me, yeah? And we will make it happen, or contact me on Twitter, or contact me on my contact form on Drupal.org, yeah? I want to help you do that. If you have one already in your country, help out. It's a lot of work, but it makes a difference to your business. Help. Some people even write code. Some of you are even doing it now. So, yes, without progressing the product, we're not going to, that's no good. We need that code to continue, and it's really good. One thing that's particularly of interest now, happens every summer, is we look for new members of the Drupal Association board. And I want to talk a little bit more detail about that for the rest of the talk. Okay. So, we have a Drupal Association board. I'll leave it to your judgment whether they're pretty hot or not. This is the current board. You've got Dries, Adam Goodman is the chair, and various other people. There are two that are particularly important because they are elected by community members. Every year we hold an election online for a new board member. An elected board member has a term of 2 years, and they're staggered, so we replace one each year. And we it's time for Ryan, poor old Ryan, to step down. He's done his 2 years, And so we need to start thinking about a new person. Now, in 2018 was the first year that I kind of got involved in the elections. And I thought, well, frankly, I don't just want a bunch of people from the US. Don't get me wrong, but that's not what I like to see on the board. Yeah, we've got enough of those already. I like the board to be a bit different. So I made a special effort, and I managed to get nominees, people to stand in the board, for the board, from 6 different continents. And I was really pleased about that. Because it meant that the world was represented. And then we all got to vote and we chose someone. As it happens, we chose Suzanne, who's from Canada, so that's just life. Okay, but Suzanne's doing a great job, so I'm happy anyway. In 2019, I thought, what should I do in 2019? And I went back to something that Dries said in his Dries note in Seattle, and I've stolen a couple of his slides. Supporting diversity and inclusion is essential to the health and success of the project. Unless we have a wide variety of people in the project, we can't expect to support a wide variety of people in the world. Simple as that. Because we just can't understand. He went further. He put 3 calls to action, 3 things that the project should be doing this year. And number 1 was improve the diversity and inclusion in our community. So, I know a few of you have seen things like the Drupal Association logo changed for Pride Month, which is June every year. And that's all well and good, but it's just changing a few colours, frankly, it's not enough. You know, we need to do something more than that. So, I particularly, in my job, want to amplify the voices of people who are underrepresented, our diverse population in our community. And our outgoing ED, Tim, wrote this for me earlier. We are determined to encourage a board made of diverse members, as that gives them the best ability to represent our diverse community. Now, what he meant by that was we really want to improve the diversity of that board. So, we are going to hold an election this year. I've just posted on the Drupal Association blog before you came into the room the instructions for what will happen for elections this year. One of the things that we will be particularly looking for, and I'm making a particular appeal for, are people with an understanding of issues around diversity and inclusion, people who may associate themselves with diversity groups, say, I don't know, LGBT, age, gender, disability, all these people. Step forward, please. We want you on our board because you can then have an effect upon the work of the Drupal Association and we can make better decisions. So, I'd love to fill that position with somebody who can bring voices, an understanding of diversity and inclusion. How I do that? I don't know yet. We'll be holding the elections. There will be a meet the candidates time. And one of the questions I will be asking at the meet the candidates will be, okay, tell me, what can you tell me about diversity and inclusion? It's what I'm going to do. Yeah? Anybody will be able to stand, but I will be amplifying the voices of those who identify as certain groups. Yeah? I'm going to make no apologies for that. Okay. Please, I need someone to stand for that role that actually helps us increase, how should we say, a little bit of diversity on that picture, which would be quite nice, frankly. Okay. So I just wanted to recap. I'm a marketer. I do marketing. I do code too, to be fair, but I do marketing. However, I can't do it all on my own. You're all marketers too. By definition, you're marketing every day. You're out there giving the message of Drupal in all the different ways that you do it. I need your help. I need your help to do that. How could you use it? How could you actually help that happen? Oh, where's it gone? Where's that gone? That was weird. Okay. Okay. Alright. Now, I think I've said a lot there that is reasonably kind of interesting, hopefully. So I'm always open to questions. Please, you can ask me questions at any time of the year. Alright? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm at the Drupal Association in this role, is so that people will ask questions and I can work on it and we get ideas that way. Alright? But I want especially want questions now, otherwise this is going to be weird. So I'm going to have them on the road there, but then I'm also going to ask around the audience as well. So you don't need to write them on there, I will actually ask them out loud. Okay? So I'm going to go through these ones over here first of all. Okay, I've got an anonymous one. That's kind of worrying. How about a similar video that goes a bit deeper into Drupal selling points, especially those that differentiate it from the competition? Do you know what? That is a brilliant idea. I'm looking forward to seeing it. If there are tools and materials that we can provide to help that happen, yes. If you can come up with a script between you and the things that really appeal to you, absolutely, we will help you make that. Absolutely. Yes, it's a good idea. We want to see more of those. Put them into Creative Commons so everyone can use them, and then let's go use them. Yeah? Absolutely. There is nothing stopping that happening. But we can't do that ourselves, especially as, you know, you're the ones that are actually building Drupal. It's probably you that should make a decision as to what's important in there. Okay, one from Balash. Oh. Okay, how do you see the cross-project collaborations, mainly led by communities between WordPress, Joomla, Typo3, etc., and Drupal folks? Is there a place for the DA there? How do you see cross-project collaborations? So I know that there are a number of cross-project collaborations between the main CMSs. I was involved in one with accessibility. We did some work on that thing that reduces the Flash and prefers reduced motion CSS stuff. I remember that, got involved in that. There's also one that I know Heather Burns is involved in. She's largely a WordPress person, which has been getting involved more and more in Drupal, which is kind of cool. And she's been looking at privacy and how we can have some cross-project privacy work. Yes, I think it's brilliant. And we want to support that because that's how we get good work. I know she's got some proposals about how we can take that forward to government, etc. as well, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's great. More of that. Cross-project collaborations are brilliant. How do you... Well, okay. Okay. Another one from Balash. Balash seems to be a bit kind of quick on the keys these days. Okay, what's the main purpose of the /Drupal.org/community area and the new communities there? Event organisers, DDI, mentoring, etc. Okay, so the community area, Drupal.org/community, our intention there is that people who are either new to the project or not entirely aware of what's going on everywhere can go there, think, I want to get this thing. And they should be directed by the content on there to a place where they can find the people involved in whatever that thing is. And that's a good thing. Sorry, my voice is good. There is the capability to add groups onto that as well. So we've made a group for the people who are doing core mentoring, where they can have some pages describing who they are and how they work, and have a blog post. We've done the same for event organisers. There isn't actually one for DDI on there, by the way, at the moment. Maybe they want to think about that. And others, yeah? So for example, the event organisers, they can post their blog posts on there. The event organisers group that's developing currently, trying to help coordinate work across events so that we can present, use each other's resources better. Yes, absolutely. If you have a group, maybe it's an initiative, that could be a code initiative or it could be another type of initiative. If you want a section in /community, talk to me, I can make it. Yeah, it takes a couple of days, no big deal. Alright, I'll make it for you. I want to see lots of them. Okay, what's the next one? Oh, bloody hell. Okay, Anonymous. Thanks for your awesome session. Looking at the board, only 2 people are elected by the community. How is the process to choose the other board members? Actually, it's a good question. It's something I meant to say in the session. So, currently, most of the board is appointed by a selection committee that's made up of board members. So I think it's 4 people on the committee look for new board members. Alright? Now, the Drupal Association is primarily there to look after the money. So one of the things that we want to do is make sure that we've specifically got some people that are good at looking after the money. So that's one of the things that they do, is they look for people who have really great board experience, especially in non-profits, and that's what you'll find the appointed board members do. We have 2 elected members currently. The rules of the board allow 4. And it might be that we build up, I can't promise it, but the idea is we started off with 1. The first member was Steve Perkis, way back when. And we've built up to 2 now. And maybe, because our rules allow it, we might build up towards a total of 4 eventually. Yeah, so you might find some years we hold election for 2 people and so on, yeah, so that we grow. At the moment, they're kind of getting there slowly. Yeah. Oh, this keeps changing. Why does it keep changing? John, can you spell liaison without a spell checker? Thank you very much. Yes, for the first month of starting my job, I didn't realise it, but I was spelling my own job title incorrectly. There are 2 I's in liaison, L-I-A-I-S-O-N, and I was missing one of them out. Thank you, John. How do I get this to go show the ones that disappeared? Because there were some there, and then I went to read it, and it disappeared. Oh, brilliant, yes. Would it make sense to elect 1 community member to the board from every continent? Yes. That's a personal yes. When I take the DA hat off? Yes, that would be lovely. It might not be where we are yet. I think if we got to a situation where we had multiple nominations per continent, so that there could be a true election, then yes. I don't think we're there yet. So I guess what that means is the way to achieve that is to lots of people to nominate themselves. Yeah, because if there's not enough nominations, then we can't do it. If you want per continent or per whatever, then yes, it's kind of up to you to make it possible. Okay. Oh, so those are the ones we've seen, but there weren't more. There weren't more. It keeps disappearing up to the top. Oh no, yeah, the first one. Oh yes. Okay. Is there a public and easy to access repository for marketing material to promote Drupal? Yes, there is. Start there. Yeah? If you look in the menu there, you will see there's a button that says marketing materials. It takes you quickly to a Google Drive, and we're going to improve that over time. Okay? But all the materials are going to be up there. And you should find it takes you to a Google Drive where you can see loads of stuff. We need to do something better about that. Yes, I agree. But we'll take it there. Two of the items that are the really important items, the brand book and the pitch deck, are linked directly in the menu. And that will take you to the English versions, but there are German versions in progress. If somebody wishes to work on a Romanian version, I will more than happily help facilitate that, because that would be super cool. Yeah? So yeah, we can do that. Okay, what do you think about project of European Drupal Association? We have several already. We have a Drupal Association Netherlands, we have two Drupal Associations in Germany, we have one in Finland, we have one in Scotland, we have one in Belgium, we have one in, you think I'd remember the list off the top of my head, but it's not quite that easy. There is one in Hungary, isn't there? Yeah. So they do exist. They are out there, they're doing really good work, and they are collaborating now. So effectively, yes, that already is the situation. I encourage it, I want to see more of those, and we're working to help facilitate the work between them. Okay? We want to make them stronger, more able to do things, more able to support you and your businesses. We are all working for agencies or end user organisations, and your local association can provide you with a lot of help to do that. Yeah? By helping make sure that events in your local area are full of Drupal signs, etc. This is good. Okay? European Drupal Associations are exactly the right thing. In fact, if I'm really honest, the European Drupal Associations are the strongest ones. They're really doing well. Thank you. I think that's the last one, isn't it? 5 minutes. Any questions from the floor? No? Phew. Okay. Well, in that case, thank you very much. I know one thing you're probably going to be waiting to hear about, though, is where we go next.